finally got all the parts I need to work on the beast after my big trip. Got a fair bit to do. Motivation has been waning a little bit. Freezing cold and some health issues, but you know, that's the joys of. Now let's get started. First things first, we'll pull the bash plate off and get the motor running, warm her up. We'll drop the oil. What else? I'm going to take this heat guard shield off, and I'm going to take these off, tidy them up a bit more. And I'm going to take the snorkel off my four-wheel drive and send them all off for powder coating. So now that I'm happy with this design, this design, it's probably the best I've done. I've tried a couple of different versions and that's the best. I'll get them powder coated. I've also got to remove the linkage here because I've got the kit, which is here. Chain sprockets. Yeah, let's get started. How I remove this is I start from the back and underneath and then work my way up towards the front, and I undo those last. I might even use my fancy little lift air jack thingy there. They're quite heavy, but yeah, just start undoing these. There's some more underneath on that side and ones opposite these on the other side. Then it's just those two and those two, and off it comes. I had to modify my crash bars to suit this. Nothing seems to work with each other unless you buy the whole set. These were the factory bars. Actually, I might take them off, and I don't know. They're pretty shit. They're the ones that come from Honda, I think. They were on the bike. But yeah, this used to come down to here. So I had to modify it, put a bend in it here, and just have a bracket. It's held up. I mean, you can see how many times I've bashed it. So yeah. Alright. Probably won't lower. No. It's on there pretty good. It does not want to. There you go. Now, if you're just doing an oil change, you actually don't need to remove this. But if you're doing a filter change, there you are, you need to do this. Good chance for me to give a good look over and clean some of that lot up. She's, yeah. Yeah, this was a good investment. First time in the high country, I landed hard on the other side. Was it the other side? Yeah, it was the other side. And this paid for itself. First time I've looked under here for a little while. Hey, all right, we'll give this a bit of a clean up before we go taking the oil out. I bought a whole heap of these scour things for my son for his 3D printing, and I get more use out of them. The Dominator exhaust system, I'm actually really happy with it. The quality's quite good. Out of Poland, in Australia, landed, cost me $450. I like the way it tapers up. I've seen a lot of the other cheaper ones and they don't. They just maintain this straight the whole way. Yeah. Just gave it a basic clean up. Tidier now. I'm going to leave the belly pan off once I've finished doing everything I need to do, and I'm going to give it another wash underneath. Now, I haven't fired this thing up since I got back. Let's see, it's got battery. Let's see. Oh, that was a bit lazy. Oh, bit going on there. Oh, I had a feeling I needed to whack a charger on. Let's whack a charger on. Okay, I used to install my race bikes and that, but I've added a point in which I can charge this, and 12.9 volts. Yeah, getting low, but still though. Yeah, we'll put a charger on anyway. Off the sump bolts, going to turn it off and drain it oil straight away. Bit of fighter. So you've got two, one at the front here. Yeah. Where are we here? Oops. Got to hand me something. Alright. All good. And then we'll go and do the other one. Try and... Now, get this right, don't we? Let's see. Right. You can tell I'm not used to working off a bike lift anymore, because you'd think I would have lifted the thing up instead of squatting down on my knees just to do all that then. And I'm too lazy to go get the other cameras and all that stuff, so I'm just trying to do everything with my phone. Lazy, I know, but my mental health just said to me, you know what, just go and start working on the bike. Don't stuff about, let's just get this done. I need to get back on this thing, cheer myself up a bit. Yay! Comparing the factory Honda filter to this aftermarket filter. Now, is it Australian made? It's got Australian flags all over it. Made in China. I love that. What are they implying? Race performance filters in New South Wales. Interesting. Yeah, anyway. Quality seems okay though. I had a good look inside. Definitely not a SCA type brand or whatever. Just got a smidge of oil. And get that on do this. Right, it's in. Only use your hand to tighten these things. Don't put a tool onto them. Should just be really firm by hand. It's nothing worse than someone getting a tool onto it and doing it up FT. It even says removal. So the 17-inch welded nut is removal, not to do it up with. I've seen people, it's like putting angle grinder blades on. I had an argument with this bloke at work, and you know, he's there with the tool, FTing the bloody angle grinder blade on. You gotta put the thing in the vise to get it off. Tell him, you only need to use your hands to tighten it, mate. Anyway, some people get it. So I'm just leaving some bolts out while I undo this, remove this out the way, undo this cover, and then I've got to undo the nut for here. Then I'll grind back the fascia for the chain, and I'll rip the chain off. You know what sucks about this world of copyright and all this bullshit? I like to have my music playing while I'm working away. Can't have it on while I'm filming because I get copyright bollocks. Let's see. It's pretty good because I cleaned this out when I was in Western Australia on the coast, and I fitted the new front sprocket. Just starting to show signs. Pretty hard going. The chain was starting to see here. So if a chain was in perfect nick, I wouldn't see that on that front sprocket. It'd still probably look perfect. But with this chain being stuffed, it's obviously damaging the front sprocket. I haven't even had a chance to look at the rear because that's the original rear sprocket that came from factory, I think. Yeah. All right. We'll see if I can get that nut undone, and I should be able to get the gun here. Yeah, and then we'll as soon as the nut's off, I'll leave it as it's sitting on there, and then I'll just grind the fascia off one of those links and pull the chain off. When you're changing a blade over on your cordless, take the battery out. And if you're doing it with a corded one, unplug it. I don't even rely on the GPO switch. I've had, on my job, I've had God knows how many machines we're going to work on, and we turn the power off and it's still active because the switch is faulty. So I always pull the plug out of the wall. So the idea is you grind the fascia here and then you pull the pins through. I often see, and I hate it, is people with a cutting disc and they just cut through the side here. This is much neater and safer, just to grind the face off and then push the pins through. Like so. I'm going to put my tool in that, or you can just probably hit that with a punch, and you'll see it just in those two spots where the pins would be, and it will just come off. That's just a few hits with a punch. Thought I'd show you before I punch them through, but yeah, much neater. If you cut through here, it's out of the way, and you get a blade pinch in there, it can be dangerous. Oops, a bit blurry. So try to avoid, God. Yeah, try to avoid cutting through that way. Just grind them off like that. Safer, and yeah. And come on. You can see she's not very healthy at all. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can take these off and put it in a vise, or you can actually loosen them off here. Turn the wheel, just loosen them. Once you've got them loosened, it's easier to do them once you've got them on the bench. If you don't have a vise, this is the better way to do it. But if you've got a vise, just take it off, stick it in the vise, and you can undo all those nuts. Just get this wheel out. Oh, trying to do this one-handed is ridiculous. Bear with me. Okay, wheel out. I'm going to do, I'll stick with doing the chain and sprockets. Once I've finished doing that, I'll get in here and I'll pull this linkage out and then clean everything and rebuild it all. When I say clean, I'm not going crazy. Just get everything tidy up. This thing's a dirt bike. Some new sprocket goodness. Giving it a bit of a tidy up, haven't gone crazy. Let's get this bugger on. Okay, I've just given this a bit of a tidy up. I haven't gone crazy, but I've just gotten all the build up of chain lube and stuff. And where is? Yeah, and I've given that a clean up. Yeah, so I'll fit the front sprocket now, and get. Oh no. I'll put the sprocket on, but that's next. Okay, linkage is out. I'm going to push these spaces out. This one's a real bugger to get undone. The bolt, that is. But anyway, I'm not going to go just randomly putting stuff everywhere just yet, because I like to keep some semblance of where everything goes. So I'm just going to pull the new kit out and sort of work out what, where, why. Okay, so we have the single for the front here with two seals. These two seals are up this end. Longer collet for the middle. This one for this end. These bearings in here. These bearings for here, and then we've got these, which I presume go into the bike, and then this is the single bearing for this end, and I gather that's why that one fails, because it's just a single bearing, and that's the one is that the one the shock's going on? I think that's the one the shock is going on. So yeah, that cops the most abuse, I think. Now, I don't have to replace all of these. I could just get away with replacing that one. I just figure while I'm at it, I'll just do the lot. I mean, it was a pretty rough trip. So, yeah, just doing it all. Okay, I pushed out the old bearings, pressed new ones in, greased it all up. Don't leave excess grease around, because the nature of a big old dirt bike is it attracts mud and grit and stuff, and then it just speeds up the process. I've decided not to put the big one in that's on the frame. I'm just doing these ones. Yeah, gonna get this bugger in. Giving the bolts a wipe. I'll put a very, you don't really need to put grease on them, but let's give them a very light smear, and we'll get you up in there, whichever way it goes. Okay, linkage is in, all done up. Before I move on, some bolts are done up, they're in, but before I move on, I'm gonna do a bit of a reset, tidy up the axle, get that ready to go in. Yeah, just like to sort of do a little bit of a reset before I just start piling more crap on top of each other. Battery's charged. Right, let's clean up. Okay, I've just cleaned everything up. The axle has got the ever so light amount of grease on it, very light. There's no point. That's ready to go. Now make sure you clean your cush drive rubber area out properly, because any grit, whatever gets in there, it can shorten the life of the cush drive rubbers. They're pretty good, so I'm not going to bother replacing them yet. I might replace them in another 12 months, I think. We'll see how we go. Right, we'll get this rear sprocket on and get the wheel in. Make sure when you're doing your chain sprockets, you back your adjusters right in. There's a couple of ways you can do this. Some people just count the links on the chain they took off if they're just putting the same one on, and some people like to actually just measure it up, like get it on, get it into place, work out which link's got to be cut. Alright, anyway, it's time to get the chain out. Woo woo. Oh, I must be a little out of touch because I've never had a chain come and be the right length. Crazy. So, I've been out of the trades since 2008, 2009. And yeah, first chain sprockets I've done in, I don't know, yeah, probably 16 years. Anyway, comes the right size. I'll just get the gear out to get this rivet on properly. Okay, so oil's in. I just ran the bike quickly. I haven't filmed the last bit because I sort of wanted to get through it all. Now, I bought one of those Chinese Amazon chain rivet tools and it's gone in the bin because they're just junk. I don't know what happened, whether back in the day I lent it to someone or something, this shit. But I used to have a real one, like that is solid as hell. Can't remember why I have that one. But yeah, for some reason I don't have the components for it. I don't know what happened. You know, it's been a long time. I used to have a lot of maintenance days at my house with a lot of people coming around. I don't know, or it could have just been me. But yeah, I don't trust the rivet. I don't trust what it's done. I'm going to have to go and buy, poor man buys twice. I'm going to go buy a proper rivet tool. And I will rivet that bugger properly because I don't trust that at all. Yeah. So oil's in, chain sprockets on. What else did I have to do? Oh, suspension linkages are done. What else? I've got to get that heat shield off. Yeah. And then I'll pull the front down. Once I've got all that part back together, I'll pull the front down and do the air filters. Yoo-hoo! Africa Twin air filters, yay! Anyway, yeah. So it's been a bit scratchy, bumpy with the filming. I really couldn't be bothered at the moment, but I just thought I'd film a bit of what I've done. I'm dying to go for a ride. I really am. I just really need it. One thing also I'm going to have to do, I just realised, is my front forks will have to come out again because after 15,000 kilometres of hard riding and the corrugations, the oil in them will be shot. So I'll have to pull them out and do the oil. Yoo-hoo! Anyway, yeah, I'll end it for here for now. I want to go and have a banana, something to eat, and wash my hands, and I'm sort of done for the day. It's 2:20 and I've had enough. All right, cheers. Thanks for watching.